evening. It's Friday the 30th of October and it's currently 7:30 in the evening. We are in my library. I have come up to decide what to read for this weekend. So I had a whole other video planned for today, Friday in general, and it was to try and get through the 5 tomes that I'm currently still halfway through for the month of October. However, my sister-in-law came around with my nephew as a surprise, just to visit me because I was not having a great day yesterday. They came around as a surprise to visit me and it was lovely. So we just spent the afternoon together at my place. And it was so nice, but it meant that I didn't get a lot of reading done this afternoon, which is absolutely fine. I'd much rather my sister-in-law and Thomas come round. So yeah, had such a lovely afternoon. But it does mean that I've decided that this weekend's reading vlog that I was going to do, cozy weekend reading vlog, is going to be an extended one into tonight as well. So very excited. Now the only thing I have to do is decide what to read. Now I have found that I am starting to feel relatively slumpy, and I think what it is I've spent the last week and a half trying to get through 6 tomes. I was halfway through all of them. The month of October's gotten away from me massively, and what's happened is that I have had a lot of buddy reads on and I have then fallen behind on some of those buddy reads because I've just not been keeping up, either because of my time management or the fact that I went away with my family and just did not do even close to enough reading than what I thought I was going to do, which is fine because I had an amazing time with my family. But I overestimated myself massively in the month of October, and the whole month just got away from me with everything, with filming and putting up content and reading. So I then tried to cram in all of my tomes, by tomes I mean books over 500 pages, in the last week, and it just was stupid. I shouldn't have done it really, and it's put me in a little bit of a slump. I thought I had an idea of what I wanted to read this weekend. I've put them all back on my TBR cart because now I don't know, and I'm just struggling. So I need to decide what to pick up. I feel like I need something short and snappy to read to just sort of get me back in and make me feel a bit better about myself, because I feel a little bit shit about myself at the moment. So yeah, I just need something. At the moment this top shelf is for November's TBR, and this one is a tentative December TBR, just some books that I'm really interested in for December, and then the bottom is books that I'm halfway through which you can't see, which is fine. So yeah, I just need to pick something short. Obviously if I pick one of these and finish it today or tomorrow, it will be on my October TBR and will not count for Believathon. So most of these are middle grades. I don't know if you can see that. This from A Court of Miracles onwards is not middle grades, but these are middle grades because I don't own all of the middle grades that I'm reading for Believathon. So we need to pick a TBR for the weekend, bearing in mind that tomorrow is Halloween, so it is still October tomorrow. So have I been lying down? So anything I read and finish tomorrow, anything I finish tomorrow will go on my October wrap up and not into my November wrap up. But I can start something tomorrow that I will finish on the 1st, because then it will be a November book. So, okay, sorry if I've moved. I went looking for some stuff. So yeah, I need to decide what to read now this weekend. And I think what I want to do is, for me, tomorrow is Halloween, Saturday is Halloween, and then Sunday is the 1st of November, which is how it works every year. And I like to... I just had a really good idea. 1 second. Sorry, I just picked another book. I like to... Basically, the second Halloween is over, it's Christmas for me. Like 1st of November, that's it, it's Christmas for 2 months. I fucking love Christmas. It's my favourite holiday of the year, and especially this year since we've got my nephew. I know he's only 4 months and he will be 6 months come Christmas. So yeah, I know he doesn't get it yet, but it's still exciting. It's exciting for us. We haven't had a baby in the family for a long time, so it's really nice to have one and get excited over having a baby in the family. The unfortunate thing obviously is because of COVID, it means that we won't all be able to have like my grandparents over and my uncle and my cousins and stuff, which we usually do for Christmas. So that's a real shame. It's such a shame that for Thomas's first Christmas he won't be around his entire family, but it is what it is. We're having to just sort of deal with it, aren't we? So here we are. So for me, kind of want this to be like a cozy, spoopy, Christmassy weekend. I think the transition from spoopy to cozy Christmas. So I do sort of want to mix up my reading a little bit. So the one that I've just thought about then and gone up to go and get is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackay. I have had this Mackay, yeah, I've had this for a while and I haven't read it yet. I got it for Thomas so that I am slowly but surely building up a library for him. So the middle grades that I really enjoy I end up keeping for him, and anything that I'm not a massive fan of I just unhaul. But I got this mostly for him actually, but I do want to read it because I've heard incredible things, and I think that I think he's going to enjoy this, and I think he's going to learn a lot from it growing up. But I just think that he will really like the illustrations in here a little bit, and I just think that he'll really enjoy it. So I think I'm going to read this. I think this will be really nice. Actually, I was having such a tough day yesterday mentally. My anxiety was through the roof. It's the worst it's been in a very long time. So I think this will be really good for me mentally this weekend possibly. So I think I'm going to read that. And then I've also just picked up Frankenstein by Junji Ito, which is a manga. I've had this since last year, got this for spooky season last year, and I only read Frankenstein in this. There are several other short stories as well in here, so there's like a whole bunch of short stories. So I think what I'm going to do, how terrifying is that? I think what I'm going to do is read the whole thing. That will be nice this weekend, I think. So I will be rereading Frankenstein, but I'll just read the whole thing this weekend. That will be nice, and go from spooky into cozy Christmas over the weekend. So that'd be nice to start tonight and maybe carry on with tomorrow and try and finish tomorrow. And then I also picked up Adventure Zone, Murder on Rockport Limited, but whether or not I picked this up I don't know, but it's nice just to add it to my TBR for the weekend. I think I have been wanting to carry on with the Adventure Zone for ages, and I do have volume 3 as well. So yeah, I think it'll be a nice cute little break. It's D&D, it's not cute. A nice break just to mix things up a little bit. And then going on to my actual TBR for November, I would like to pick a couple books off here to read this weekend. So one of them is A Season in the Snow by Isla Gordon. I was sent this by Little Brown, so thank you to Frankie from Little Brown for sending me a copy of this. Comes out on the 26th of November, so I would like to get to this. I think this will be a nice one to transition into Christmas with, so we'll put that on my TBR. And I know I just mentioned about fantasy, but I just read the first chapter of Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which there is like a whole buddy read thing going on that Maddie is hosting from Book Browsing Blog. I'll leave a link to her channel down below, an announcement video if you want to go and check it out. And she is doing like a whole over the next 3 months reading this series, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to do so. But I've just read the first chapter to see whether or not I'm interested in reading it this weekend, or whether I just put it off for the rest of the month. Well, not for the whole month, but put it off to later on in the month. And it actually sounds really good. I get the feeling that I'm going to be mad at myself for not picking this up sooner. So I'm going to chuck this on here. Whether or not I get to it, I don't know, but it would be nice to do so. And then a middle grade I'm going to pick up is Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens, on the basis that really, if you are following the rules, you need to get the key so you can get into the manor to start solving the mystery for Believathon. So this is the book that I have for the key prompt. So yeah, I would like to pick this up as well. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to choose for the weekend. I know this is fucking ridiculous, and I know I shouldn't be doing this on the basis that I've just spent the whole of the last week and a half stressing out about the fact that I've got too many books on my TBR that I'm currently halfway through. But I think what I really want to aim to try and do this weekend is try and get through books one at a time, unless it's an audio and a physical read combined. So we'll see what I get to this weekend, but I think this is like a really nice mix of spooky and festive, which is what I'm looking looking for. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. That's what I'm planning on reading. I'm gonna go now because this has been a really fucking long intro, and I actually really want to get some reading done now. Now I'm kind of really excited about my TBR and I've mixed it up a bit. So so I'm gonna go and get some reading done, and I will check back in with you when I've got an update. We'll see if I can actually finish anything tonight and see how that goes. So I'll see you in a little bit.
Tell me that it's my fault that it's over. Wish I played it different, I didn't know. All the times that you called me to be closer. Wish I paid attention, I should've known. You're probably with your friends, dancing on tabletops. Hands in his hair already, saying that you forgot about me. I just don't wanna know who you give your loving to. You'll end up leaving here with someone. I just don't wanna know you be drinking way past 2, lights out and it's not me you're loving. I just don't wanna know you it's all you I just don't wanna know it's all cold sheets when you're leaving. Used to sleep between them, now I'm sleeping different. I let you go, I'm not used to feeling like I'm needed. Guess I must have missed it, I should've known. You're probably with your friends, dancing on tabletops. Hands in his hair already, saying that you forgot about me. I just don't wanna know who you give your loving to. You'll end up leaving here with someone. I just don't wanna know you be drinking way past 2, lights out and it's not me you're loving. I just don't wanna know you it's all you I just don't wanna know who you give your loving to. You'll end up leaving here with someone. I just don't wanna know you be drinking way past 2, lights out and it's not me you're loving. I just don't wanna know
So I already liked it from the beginning. Like I thought, you know what, I really like this dynamic. I like how Lucy had her priorities straight. Like she could say that her dad was.
Okay, we have a problem. Not only am I almost out of wine, but I think I hate this book already. And I'm a little bit gutted. I was going into this, if you've watched my TBR, I think I mentioned it, but I was going into this already not being 100% sure in it, and maybe that's swaying my decision a little bit, but I remember seeing Jade's reading vlog of this. She wasn't a huge fan of it, and it seems that some of that has sat in my brain. However, what I will say is that some of the things that she did mention are very, very, you know, like alarm bells immediately, even on the first page. So this book was first written in 2014. Let me just read this line to you on the first page, the bottom of the first page. So basically this is following two characters, Daisy Wells and Hazel Wong, and they have set up a secret detective agency at Deep Dean School for Girls. So this is an all-girls school, and basically this is following the murder of one of their teachers. Now this is essentially like a diary that Hazel writes in, and she's explaining everything that's going on. She's trying to explain what has happened to the build-up basically of what is going to happen with this murder. So we're getting the story from Hazel's point of view, and she's just explaining to us that they see themselves very much as like Sherlock and I know it's Sherlock and Holmes, that's the same person, Sherlock and Watson. Holmes and Watson. So I suppose I ought to give some explanation of ourselves in honour of the new casebook. Daisy Wells is the president of the Detective Society, and I, Hazel Wong, am its secretary. Daisy said this makes her Sherlock Holmes and me Watson. This is probably fair. After all, I'm much too short to be the heroine of this story, and who ever heard of a Chinese Sherlock Holmes? Has Robin Stevens never heard of Elementary, in which Lucy Liu plays Watson? Like, hello? Is it just me here or what? Like, I am so confused by this. Not only is it slightly racist, but you're just completely writing off an entire program that started in 2012 with a Chinese female protagonist playing the character of Watson. Okay, editing Steph here. I just wanted to make my point clear on this. Lucy Liu is American, but she is of Chinese descent. So therefore my point still stands. She is Asian, and I think Hazel's point is that an Asian person would never play Watson. Which is fucking bullshit. Anyone can play Watson. So yeah, that was just my point. My point was that I just felt like it was very racist, A, to be saying that a Chinese person could not play Watson, and B, that a short person couldn't play Watson. Like, heightist and racist. Anyone can play a part that they want to play if that's what they want to do. Like, don't go round. It's just, I just don't think it's good form to be telling kids that they can't do something in a book. Like, really? Equivalent of Watson, essentially. So I am so confused by this. I'm not very far in at all. I'm literally 13 pages in, but then the whole of chapter 2 essentially goes through and starts describing some of the teachers. So we find out about Miss Bell, who is the teacher that ends up murdered. We find out about one of the new teachers that's come in, who is a male teacher, and all the girls have fallen in love with him, but he then starts seeing Miss Bell, and all the girls are really shocked because apparently Miss Bell is ugly and all of this lot. And it's just the way that Helen describes all of the teachers. Now, don't get me wrong, I know kids can be mean, but this is there is a lot of fat shaming in this. So already I'm 14 pages in and there is racism and fat shaming, and I just don't think I'm here for it. I'm intrigued to find out what's happened, but I just don't know how far I'm going to get through this book before I want to DNF it, and I'm really, really gutted about it. I know, as previously mentioned, I didn't want to pretend like I'd gone into this thinking that I was going to love it, because I didn't. I went into this with preconceived notions that there's a chance I might not like it, but I didn't go into it with doubt in my head of thinking I don't want to read this. I actually do want to read it. I'm intrigued by the story, but I hate that on the first page it's racist. And I hate that 13 pages in, I have noticed at least 3 counts of fat shaming. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think it's okay. It's a middle grade read. I don't know if kids will pick up on that so much, or whether they'll find it funny because they're kids, but I don't think it's okay to be allowing to make kids think it's okay to describe people in the way that Helen's going on about some of her teachers. And yeah, I just don't think it's a very good representation of what we should be teaching our kids, essentially. I don't have kids. My kid is my nephew. I don't think I would want my nephew to read this, and I'm only 13 pages in. I am really intrigued by the murder. I'm intrigued by the fact that this has got a lot of 4- and 5-star ratings on Goodreads. So apparently, I don't know whether it's just me. I mean, Pris has mentioned that it's racist and there's some fat shaming. Fairly certain that Jade went on about the fat shaming as well. I think the main problem Jade had with this was the friendship. I haven't gone in enough to Daisy and Helen's friendship. Obviously, I'm only 13 pages in to notice what that's about, but already Daisy has sort of talked down to Helen a little bit. So I don't know. I can't really speak to that too much, but I don't know what to do with this. I think I'm gonna have to give it to like page 50 maybe. There are different parts to this book, so I mean part 2 only ends on page only begins on page 30, so I don't know whether to maybe give it to part 2 and then decide what to do with it. I'm a little bummed, I've got to be honest. Gutted. I love a good murder mystery as well. Shit. Right, I'll let you know what I plan to do anyway. Oh, I've also started reading Frankenstein as well. I'm rereading the Frankenstein portion of this graphic novel manga, because I've read it before. But this is very dark, and I know that the rest of this has got like a lot of body horror in it, so I'm only like 121 pages in. I think I'm just going to continue reading it throughout the weekend and use it as like, you know, to break up the other books that I'm reading. But yeah, I will continue on with that throughout the weekend, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, I'm back. I've made a decision on Murder Most Unladylike. I've been talking to Pris about it. I messaged her and said I'm 13 pages into Murder Most Unladylike and I think I hate it, and she replied with ha 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 in capital letters. Pris rated this 1 star. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to carry on with this. I didn't carry on reading it. I just don't think I can continue to read about, I just don't think I can continue to do it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This book is racist on the first page, bat shaming on the subsequent pages, and I can guarantee you that this friendship between Daisy and Helen is going to be toxic. So we're not here for that. I can't, well, aside from the fact that I can't in good conscience read this and hate read it, because that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm already slumpy as it is, and I want to have fun with my books. So I would never normally usually DNF a middle grade, but I cannot. I just can't do it. So we're going to DNF that. I can't believe it's not even November yet and I'm already DNFing my first middle grade for Believathon. And we're going to pick up Potkin and Stubbs The Haunting of Pelican City instead. Pelican City, yeah, I thought it was, I don't know why, but I thought that was Pelican City. Pelican. Is that how you say pelican? You know what I mean, don't you? A pelican. Do you want to say that anymore? So yeah, we're going to read that instead. I've got my little bubble tea magnet bookmark, and we're going to have a great time because I know I already love this series. I gave the first one 4 stars, really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to be back with Lil Popkin and Nedley Stubbs because these two are so cute. Pris has just said that this is scary as hell, so this will be perfect for the rest of this weekend because it will fit with the weekend perfectly. That's what I just said. It will fit with the spoopy vibes perfectly. So okay, let's go. And take 2 on trying to get the key. Good morning. It is Saturday and it's 10 to 11. I have just put some Just Roll pan au chocolate in the oven, so I'm waiting for that to come through, which shouldn't be too long. We might hear it beeping. My plans today, the F1 qualifying is on at 12 to 1. I'm getting my nails done at 1:30 and then I'm back to read. So I want to finish Frankenstein by Junji Ito today, and then I would like to get to The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse as well. That would be nice. I think that would be nice, like a break in between books. But in between those 2 shorter reads, I would like to get through some more of Daughter and Smoke and Bone because I'm really loving this at the moment and I'm having a great time with it. And then I didn't get to any of Potkin and Stubbs last night. I went up to bed and then got distracted on my phone for an hour. So yeah, I think I would like to get to some of this today as well. So we'll see how that goes. I would really like to finish, I think I mentioned this yesterday evening, I would really like to finish Chain of Gold, but I just don't know when I'm going to get to that, to be honest, because I'm really enjoying Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I knew this would happen. I probably should have focused on finishing that last night, but I didn't. So it is what it is. I also need to edit a video today as well. Luckily the video is quite short, but if I do it, I could do with doing it this morning. I might do it while qualifying's on, actually. Multitasking. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I am gonna go and get ready for my pan out chocolate. I really want to read this while I'm eating my breakfast, but it's gross. So I think the subsequent stories from Frankenstein, I've got like a lot of body horror in them, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I will keep you posted, let you know how I'm getting on, let you know what my nails look like when I finish. This is what they look like at the moment. I don't know if I ever actually officially showed you what they look like when I got them done last, but yeah, these were my Halloween nails, so I think I'm just gonna go for like some sparkly. I'm going 4 weeks this time with my nails, so they will be a lot shorter, and I think I might do like an ombre from the bottom up with like some glitter or something. I'm not sure. We're going to go for like a really plain colour so that you can't notice as much when they grow out, because I'll be going 4 weeks instead of 3, which I normally do, just so that I can have some birthday nails. So yeah, I am going to go and I will let you know how I'm getting on later on. Okay, good afternoon. It's later on. I've just gotten back from getting my nails done. It's 2:45. This is what my nails look like. Just very simple with some foil on them. Just wanted to go simple this time. The impending lockdown might mean that my nail tech gets shut down again, and also if not, it's 4 weeks till my next appointment anyway, so wanted something dead simple. I also went into the charity shop and just wiped these down, but I got these, which are books 3, well actually book 2, because I already have book 2 and I've gone and bought another one. I hadn't realised that this was the same one because my covers are different. So I've managed to get, let me just double check with Goodreads, book 2, book 3, book 5, 6, 7 and 8. So book 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have book 4, but I've read book 1. So yeah, and these were £1 each, so it cost me £6. So I'm not going to argue with that. Obviously they'll go back to the charity shop, so a little bit mad that I've got this one again, but I actually think I prefer this one over the other one that I already have, so that's good. Because I think the other one that I've got is I don't know whether these are classified as, you know, what are the small mass market, I don't know. Anyway, I have an update for you. My battery's about to die. I finished Frankenstein before I went. I gave this 4 stars. The other short stories that are in here are actually all connected. They're following the same character, and I didn't realise that until about 4 or 5 short stories in. Lots of body horror, but overall relatively good, quite spooky. So yeah, it's a good collection. I'll probably talk more about it in my wrap up at the end of the weekend, but yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. So now I'm going to think actually I'm going to try and finish Chain of Gold to get that done today. I also need to go and take an Instagram picture for today as well, so I'm going to go and do that now and listen to Chain of Gold while doing so. So if you can hear banging about, it's my washing machine, my apologies. So I'm going to go and do that, and I will check back in with you later.
I don't wanna let you down. It's the only thing I think about every morning. You know my life ain't figured out, but I promise if you stick around it'll never get boring. We'll spend nights, cheap red wine, look at flats even though we can't afford them. I don't wanna let you down, I don't wanna lose you now. Will you stay even when you wanna walk away? When times get bad, we can learn to love what we have. I don't wanna let you down, I don't wanna let you down, weren't there at the end of my story. It's the only thing I figured out. Cause everything else in my life without you would be boring. And we'll spend nights, cheap red wine, look at flights even though we can't afford them. I don't wanna let you down, I don't wanna lose you now. I don't wanna let you down.
I've just finished 2 books, which is great. So today I have finished 3 books, one of which is a manga, one of which is a very, very short book, and the other one I was already partway through. I had 200 pages left to go. So that one is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. I have finished this now, thank God. I go on as if I've been reading this for weeks, like some of the other tomes that I have been reading for weeks and I've still not finished yet, but I haven't. I only started this on Monday, so I've been reading this for the last 6 days. However, it feels like it's been going on a while. This was a struggle and I'm really sad about it because I love Cassie's books. I've never rated anything less than 4 stars and I think I'm going to give this a 3. She always just manages to pull it back at the very, very end with the last chapter, like with the epilogue, every single time. I'm intrigued enough. All the way through this I was like, I don't know if I'm going to bother with the next one, which I think is something to do with iron, Chain of Iron or something. I don't know. All the way through I was like, I just don't know if I can be bothered carrying on with this, knowing full well that I probably would. But the very, very end I'm like, yeah, I'll probably carry on with it. This, I can't even really explain what happens in this. It's extremely confusing, very convoluted, way too many characters thrown in at the deep end. So this follows on directly from the Infernal Devices, and the Infernal Devices followed Will, Tessa and Jem, and there were other characters that we followed as well, but mainly those were our main 3 characters. And this book follows the children from that book. So I would recommend reading the Infernal Devices before you pick this book up, because otherwise you'd probably be even more confused than I was. So we do still get the characters from Infernal Devices, not heavily, but they are still in here as quite prominent characters. So we've still got Will, Tessa and Jem, and we still have the Blackthorn brothers and things like that, but we're following all of their children. Now, the main characters, well, there aren't any specific main characters because there's way too many. So there's James and Lucy. Sorry, I'm just looking at the picture in here. James and Lucy, Matthew, Cordelia and Alistair, Thomas, Christopher and Anna. I wish we were following Anna a bit more. She's really cool. I think Cordelia is my favourite character in the whole book, but we're literally following all of those. They are the main characters, on top of the fact that we're following the parents who were the main characters in the Infernal Devices series. Magnus Bane's in here. Magnus Bane's in all of the books, but Magnus Bane is in here. And then there is just so much going on, and there's so much carried over from the Infernal Devices. In fact, I think it is 100% vital that you read the Infernal Devices before you pick this series up. So I just felt like this, do you know what? This book would have probably gained an extra star from me had there been a family map in here, like a family tree, to sort of show you who is whose kid and who relates to who, because this was so confusing. I just struggled to keep up so much with all of the characters. Personality wise, Cordelia is definitely my favourite. I loved Anna as well. I wish we could have followed her a bit more. Enjoyed Matthew as a character, to be fair. I thought Alistair was a bit of a dick. I hated Grace. She was another character that was in this. Oh, and Jessie as well. Forgot about them too. Grace is such a manipulative bitch and I hate her with a passion. Can't remember the last time I hated a character so much. There was a lot going on in here, a lot to pack in. Obviously it's chunky, but it's just very dumpy as well though. You're just kind of thrown in at the deep end with all these characters. And she does go through it a couple of times, like who is whose kid and who is whose cousin and who is whose brother and all who is whose parabatai. But it's a lot, and I gave it 3 stars. It was just okay. I will read the next one because I'm interested to find out what happens next, but it was a lot. And then I read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie McKay. This is beautiful, so beautiful. I could read this every day as like an affirmation book. Honestly, I just feel like it's just beautiful. It's got so much to say. It packs a punch. It's not very long, and honestly, most of your pages look like this or like this, and they're just sketches with little quotes on them, and they're just so beautiful. I just think that it's gorgeous. Some of them made me laugh, some of them wanted to make me cry. I could definitely read this over and over and over and over again, and that's the idea. Charlie literally writes that in her author's note at the beginning. There was a part where I'm just trying to find it now. There was a part where Charlie's dog has stood on the drawing. The greatest illusion, said the mole, is that life should be perfect. And then at the bottom in pencil it says, my dog walked over the drawing, clearly trying to make a point. And I just find it really funny. It just tells a beautiful story in quotes, and I think this book is for everybody. Charlie literally writes in here that she has written this for everybody from the age of 80, like all the way to whether you're 80 or whether you're 8 years old. Anybody could read this and probably be moved by it, and she's not wrong, let me tell you. This is beautiful. I'm definitely giving this 5 stars. The illustrations are gorgeous. Here's the mole with his cake, and I just think it's beautiful. I love it so much. I'm so glad I've read it. This has been on my shelves for a long time as well, since it came out, so yeah, glad I've read that. So today I've managed 3 because I read Frankenstein as well, which is great. So Frankenstein got 4 stars, Chain of Gold got 3, and The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse got 5. I am going to carry on now with reading. I can't decide whether to pick up Potkin and Stubbs or Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I might read Potkin and Stubbs for a little bit. Kind of fancy a bit of middle grade. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to go, and I will check in with you probably tomorrow. I wasn't going to come back on here, but Gavin's been doing some reading sprints. It's 25-1, and Gav's been doing some reading sprints. I've been reading Potkin and Stubbs because Believathon's officially started, but I also forgot that the 1000 Doors Read-a-thon has started as well. So this is a read-a-thon hosted by Meg, Emma and Tamsin, and it's just for this week that's coming up, and I'm really excited. So basically Emma, Meg and Tamsin have done a prompt each, so I've watched their videos and I've decided to go with Emma's, and hers is to basically 5. You could do that, anything with that. It can have 5 letters in the title, it can have 5 words in the title, it can be a 5-star prediction, it can have 5 chapters in it, 5 books in the series, just 5. So I've decided to try and incorporate a book that I'm already reading, and that book that I'm going to pick is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, because I'm already 70 pages in, and I'm picking that one on the basis that there's 5 words in the title, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So we're going to be picking that one. So we're going for Emma's, and this is done in such a way that once you finish the book you go back to Emma's video. So I need to make sure I save this video, go back to Emma's video, and then in her description box there is like a section where if you've rated the book 4 to 5 stars, there's the next video for your next prompt. If you've rated it 3 stars, the next video for the next prompt. If you rated it 1 or 2 stars, the next video. And then if you DNF'd it, next video. I am predicting that this is going to be 5 stars as well, so this can sort of work on both of those. Yeah, so I'm excited. I forgot about that one. So yeah, awesome. I should really get back to the reading sprint. Is there any need for that? It's 20 to 1. So I'm gonna get back to reading now because there is another sprint going on and I want to carry on reading Potkin and Stubbs. I read for 20 minutes on the first sprint and managed to get to page 22, and I'm enjoying this so far. It basically picks straight up off of the first one. Okay, I've come upstairs to sit up here because I just thought it'd be nice to sit somewhere else and lean on Eeyore and Pooh Bear and just sit up here for a little bit and stare at my library while reading. So let's get back to it and I will check back in with you later. Good morning. It is Sunday. It's 11 o'clock and I'm up. This is casual Sunday. Lazy Sunday. I'm in a hoodie. I've got Christmas leggings on. I've got fluffy socks on. And we're going for blue today. I even have a blue bobble in my hair. I've got my hair thrown up, which I've no doubt will fall out at some point. I am not a girly girl, so I don't know how to do a cute messy bun. Whatever. So we are reading today. We've got the F1 that starts at 12:10, so I have an hour till that starts. So what I'm going to do in that hour is bash out an hour of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which I think will get me another chunk through the book, which is awesome. I'm currently on page 72. I'd really like to finish this today on the basis that I'm reading it for the 1,000 Doors Read-a-thon now, which I mentioned last night. I would really like to finish this today if I can. So that's my aim for today, to finish this. However, I did get through 141 pages of Potkin and Stubbs last night, so I've only got this lot left to go, and there are 371 pages in here, so I've got 230 pages to go, which isn't a lot. So because it didn't take me that much to get through that of Potkin and Stubbs last night, I was on and off my phone because I was doing it for reading sprints. So if I was to properly sit down, I could probably get through this in like 2 or 3 hours, which is awesome news because I don't know how long it'll take me to get through this, but I just can't see it taking that long. I'll smash out an hour now and see where I get to, but yeah, so awesome. I'm loving this so far. It's very, very good. So nice to be back with Potkin and Stubbs, and I don't own the third one, so I think I might have to buy it immediately and see if I can get it on this month's TBR, because once I finish this I know I'm going to want to read the next one. So yeah, really, really enjoying it, and I am looking forward to carrying on with this later. So if I can finish both of these today, that would be cool as hell, but I'm not going to put all my hopes on that. So if I can get through this one, this is like my priority for today, and then that can move into tomorrow if necessary. So yeah, those are my plans. So I'm going to go now because I've just reheated some panna chocolate that I made yesterday, because I prefer it warm than cold. So I'm going to go and read Daughter of Smoke and Bone, eat these for an hour, and then the F1 starts at 12:10, so I'll watch that for a couple of hours and then come back and do some more reading. I need to take an Instagram photo for today as well, and yeah, I will see you in a little bit. Alrighty, the F1 has finished. It's 3:30. So I have had a parcel come. I ordered this yesterday and I'm really excited about it. I think I might pick it up. I might pick it up in a little bit. I really want to read it today. But I got sheets by Brenna Thumler, I think that's how you pronounce that. I know that the second in this series is available at the moment on NetGalley, so I think I'm going to request it. This is a graphic novel. I don't know anything about it, but I just know it looks cute and spoopy, and I'm here for it. And you know, I know that we're in November now, but I don't think that means that spoopy season has to end. So, oh, it's middle grade as well. For Marjorie Glatt, being 13 years old isn't quite the same as it is for everyone else. Responsible for running her family's laundromat whilst trying to survive middle school, Marjorie's daily struggles include persnickety customers. What's persnickety? Is that a word? Persnickety customers, snippy classmates, agonising swimming lessons, and laundry. Always, always laundry. Wendell is a bit different too. Wendell is a ghost. His daily struggles include dead youth support groups and unavoidable stains. But when he escapes from the land of ghosts and bumbles into Marjorie's laundromat, the perfect ghost playground, what? His attempts at fun and friendship begin to harm the family business. Sheets' powerful story about a young girl's perseverance, even when all odds are stacked against her. It shows that forgiveness and second chances can result in unlikely friendships. Above all, it is an invitation into an unusual, haunted laundromat that brings family, friends, and yes, the sheets to life. I am living for this. Look at those end papers as well. Okay, I had no idea this was middle grade, but I am living for this. This will be perfect for Believathon. I don't know where it will fit in. Off the top of my head, I can't remember all of the prompts. I don't know where it'll fit in, but I can make it fit for something, and I can like have 2 books for that prompt. So, oh my god. Oh, there is a ghost prompt that at the moment I have Amelia Fang for. I'll still read Amelia Fang, but I'm not convinced there's a ghost in that one. And this will count instead. Yay! Okay, awesome. So I am living for this. This is so cute. Right, winner. I'm going to read now, and we're going to go and read Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I got to page 117 earlier, so I'm up to chapter 18. I'm hoping to finish this afternoon, actually, and then I can jump onto Potkin and Stubbs because I really want to finish this. In theory now, I actually cannot read this until I've read this because I need to get the key in order to get into the manor to start solving the mystery, and this is not for the key. This is. So I need to read Potkin and Stubbs first. So yeah, let's do this.
Me and my sister were watching movies, and we were like, oh, it's really hard staying up late. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:45. Okay, we've got a long way to go.
Okay, it's later on in the day, a lot later on in the day. It's now 9:15 and I have just finished Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I think I'm going to give this 4.5 stars. It was so good. So yeah, I don't know what I was expecting from this, but it wasn't that I would love it. So basically, Maddie's probably going to be screaming at the TV a little bit now. Basically, this is following a young girl called Kairu who's 17 years old, and she kind of lives in... She's got 2 different lives, basically. In one of her lives, she's just a normal human girl going to a college in Prague, an art school in Prague. She's got a best friend called Zuzana, and she's just a normal human girl. The other side of her life is that she runs errands for a monster. She's errand girl to a monstrous creature who's the closest thing to family. Raised half in our world and half in another world, she's trying to piece together. She's getting to a point now where she's getting inquisitive as to the errands that she's doing. So this monster is called Brimstone, and he has raised her from being a young girl essentially, and she's trying to figure out, he sort of deals in teeth, and she's trying to figure out what he uses the teeth for, and then shit goes down. And I don't think I can tell you much more than that, to be perfectly honest, because it would spoil the book. It's not on the back of the book, it's not in the blurb, and it just goes in a direction I wasn't expecting at all. There are angels in this, there are other different monsters, hunters, lots of murder. It's really, really good, such a good adventure. This went down loads of different paths that I just wasn't expecting, and I kind of want to pick the next one up right this second. For some reason, I didn't think that was going to happen when I first picked the book up, but 70 pages in I knew that was going to be the case, and now I have to wait till December to pick the next one up. I think what I might do is see how the first couple of weeks of the month go with my reading, and then make a decision as to whether or not pick it up early, the next one. But we'll see, because we are reading this. There is a read along at the moment for this series, so if you want to get involved, go and check out Maddie's announcement video. I'll leave a link to it down below. She is hosting the DoSaBalong, that's what she's calling it, Daughter Smoke and Bone read along, and we read this one in November. We do read the next one in December, and then the third one in January. I just ordered of Cake and Night puppets, whatever the hell it's called. I'll show a picture of it here. I ordered it last night off of eBay when I realised that I was going to love this. So that's like book 2.5, I think. So I'll read that in between the December and the January book. But yeah, I loved this. I gave it 4.5 stars, and this was for the 1,000 Doors first prompt, which was from Emma, Drinking by My Shelf. I'll leave anyone that I mentioned in the description box down below, and her prompt was 5. So for this I picked this book. It's got 5 words in the title, and it was a 5-star prediction. Now there isn't a specific reason why it's not gotten 5 stars, but you know, sometimes when you just know a book is 5 stars and you're like, holy shit, it's 5 stars. I just didn't get that vibe from this. It's 4.5, but mainly on the basis that I can see the rest of the series being 5 stars, and I kind of want to give it that room to grow, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. It's as close to a 5 stars as it's going to get. Like, if I dealt in 4.8s and 4.9s, it would probably be like a 4.85 or a 4.9 or something. But it's a 4.5 stars, and I really, really love this. So, Maddie, good job. So on that basis, the next prompt for the 1,000 Doors Read-a-thon, I've already watched the next video. On the basis that I gave this 4.5 stars, I clicked on that video for the next door, and it took me to Meg's channel, and she is basically doing memes, because what is Meg's channel without memes? So her meme was I'm back. I don't know the meme, I don't know what program it's from or anything like that. And for this one, she sort of said that you could pick a book that you maybe started and didn't finish, so you can go back to it. You can pick a book that's part of a series, you know, like a sequel. Just kind of bend it to your will. So for me, I'm going to go for another book that I'm already part way through, and we're going to go for Potkin and Stubbs, The Haunting of Pelican City. I'm going to pick this because this is the second in a series, and I'm so glad to be back with these characters. So yeah, I'm already 141 pages in this. So I'll see you, probably wrap this up tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Good morning, it is Monday and it's currently 10:35. This is probably the earliest I've been up since my holiday if I've not got work. And we're going to wrap this vlog up. So let me tell you about what I've read, what I've rated it. this weekend was really nice. I had a great time actually, and it's really got me sort of back into reading again, and I'm happy with how November's shaping already. I've managed to finish one book already and I'm very close to finishing another one. So let's update you on what's going on. So this was the end of October, beginning of November, therefore the end of Supernatural-a-thon, and the beginning of Believathon and 1,000 Doors Read-a-thon. So let me tell you what I've read. The first thing was Frankenstein by Junji Ito. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This is a manga that has both Frankenstein and then a selection of short stories that actually come together in the end of this book, which I didn't realise as I was going through it. I was like, I'm sure that character's just been in that previous one, and oh wait a minute, that happened a couple of stories ago. So yeah, so the Frankenstein portion of this was really good. I think I gave it 4 stars when I read it last year. And then the short story collection, it's good, but I'm not a big fan of body horror, so it freaked me out a little bit, and I probably gave that portion of it like 3.5 stars. It came together quite nicely. It didn't make 100% sense, but it came together quite nicely and it was really good. So yeah, overall 4 stars. I enjoyed it, it was good. The next thing I completed was Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This was, I had 200 pages to go of this, and I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. You'll have seen me going on about this a lot over the weekend, but definitely going to get the next one. But yeah, overall it wasn't my favourite. This is the lowest I've ever given a Cassandra Clare Shadowhunter book, so wasn't particularly pleased about that, but whatever. 3 out of 5 stars, it was fine. Then I read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie McKay. I loved this. This was adorable. It's the sort of thing that I will read over and over and over and over and over again, and by the time my nephew comes to it, it will be very well thumbed. I can tell you that now. So I wanted to get this originally for my nephew because I think that he will really enjoy the drawings and stuff, and as he grows up he might enjoy reading it as well. So I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was beautiful. And then finally I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which I gave 4.5 stars. This was so good. I was reading this for the DoSaBalong, which is being hosted by Maddie. If you don't know what that is, I will leave a link to it down below. Go and check it out because it's not just for this month. It is for November, December and January. We're reading each of the books from the trilogy. And I loved this so much. It was so good. The only reason, as previously mentioned, it didn't get 5 stars was because I think that the series has got a lot of room to grow and reach that 5 stars, and I think it's always nice to see that progression through the ratings. I just didn't get that, you know, when you just know and you're like, holy shit, this is a 5-star book, I'd give it 1,000,000 if that was how the rating system went. It just didn't give me that, but it was so close, and I think it'll be really nice to sort of see, like I say, that progression through the books. So I really enjoyed this. It was so good. 4.5 stars. Thank you, Maddie, for getting me to finally pick this book up. I loved it. And then I also started Potkin and Stubbs this weekend. This is The Haunting of Pelican City. This is the second in the series, and I last night managed to get to page 211. I was going to finish it but then got distracted on my phone after I got out of the bath, so I'm hoping to finish this today. So yeah, overall I had a really good weekend. If I go back and look at these, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go through my Supernatural-a-thon TBR because I can't remember what fits for what. So I don't know what this fits for Supernatural-a-thon, but I've read it in October, and similarly with Chain of Gold. I can't remember what that will fit for. I mean, it could fit the family prompt, it could fit the supernatural being prompt. So yeah, I'm not fully sure yet what that one will go for, what I have outstanding. But then this one was also read on in September as well. Sorry, October. Who am I? This was also read in October as well. And then this one was read in November. Oh my god, this one was read in November. Holy shit, first book of November, and this completed the prompt for, obviously, for DoSaBalong. I've read the book now, and it completed the prompt for the 1,000 Doors of January readathon, which was 2. I picked Emma's prompt and it was 5, so this has 5 words in the title, and also it was a 5-star prediction after I read the first 70 pages. So yeah, didn't quite hit those 5 stars, but so close. But yeah, so that's cool. And then this is fulfilling, it's part of Believathon. It's going to get me the key for Believathon so I can get in the manor and start investigating. And also this will fulfill the next prompt for the 1,000 Doors readathon, which is, I then went to Meg and I went for I'm Back, which can be sort of adapted to whatever you want, but Read the next in the series works, and this is the second in the Potkin and Stuff series, so yay. Good weekend overall. I had a lovely time, lots of F1 and other things going on, plenty of reading, so yeah, I had a really nice weekend, and I hope you all had a nice weekend. I know we got some bad news in the UK over the weekend in that we are back in lockdown, which is shit, but yeah, overall I had a really good weekend other than that. So yeah, really happy, and I managed to read these books, not quite all of Potkin and Stubbs, but there we go. So yeah, very happy indeed, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please drop me, drop me a pumpkin, because it's been Halloween, hasn't it? I hope you've all had a lovely Halloween. I completely forgot it was Halloween this weekend. I hope you've all had a lovely Halloween, and drop me a pumpkin in the comments down below if you got to the end, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.